We got a banner on the bottom too. What is this? ESPN?
You see a little banner at the bottom. We official now.
What
You
is
see it.
this?
You see
What
it.
is this ESPN?
And shit, we here, so let's get it going. As y'all can see, there's a whole lot going on right here. Thank y'all for tuning in. For all those that have watched our videos in the past, whether it be our interviews or me and Alec going back and forth over some craziness, thank y'all for all the support you've been showing us. And as you see, we're joined by two very special guests today. For those of y'all that were fans of us during our podcast days when we were strictly on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and things, we did a collab very early on the show with our good friends. With that being said, Rocco and Frankie, and they're here today joining us for another collab episode. So,
Burr.
very,
What's up,
very,
everybody?
very,
What's up,
very happy to
everybody?
have y'all. Very happy
Yes,
to have
sir.
y'all the ones that y'all guys into this game. So we got first while you're here,
Pay our respect.
Pay our
Oh,
respect.
shit.
Give our
Oh,
thank you.
That's-
We wouldn't be here without y'all, so we definitely got to show love.
Hey,
And
definitely happy to be here. Come through, pull up on the bros, and ready to have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Are we losing
And-
the sunglasses now?
Right away. It was just the
sunglasses
entrance.
off. I
It's
got
just
it.
the entrance. You feel me?
Hey, like he's hiding the tabs. I told you he's trying to hide the tabs.
Hey, yo, G. Do we
Yo,
got the same
talk to
headphones on right now?
We might low key. Hey, I told you. Hey, we
hey.
in sync, bro. We in
We
sync
in
all the
sync,
time.
bro. He ain't sync, no Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, exactly.
We could
And-
start a boy band. The four of us could start a boy band.
What would we call
I
it? What would we
feel
call
that.
this?
But who's lead
Oh,
vocals? Who's lead vocals?
I mean,
think
Garrett's
Alec.
scared to drop a verse.
No, y'all keep trying to get me to sing. Y'all keep trying to get me to rap. I'm
No,
not
Alec.
making music.
Alec can sing.
You
I'll
gotta
lead
accept your
vocals?
blessings.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
the guy had the light skin at the lead.
I feel
Channel my
like
all vibes.
Alec definitely has to be lead vocals. But I'm definitely the first one going solo, and fuck this group. I'm out. So before it's popping, we got 2 years in us.
You Ice Cube.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I don't know if it'll be that successful. More Bobby Brown.
you got one good album out of it though, so that's fine. You got your one classic. It's cool.
My prerogative, baby. That's it.
Right? But now, as we go on to the thing we talk about most, sports. We're all very happy that sports are back, whether it be the NBA and the NFL that's on the way, or MLB. They're all finally back, and we're glad to watch it all. All of us, we're all Lakers fans, right? Let's make sure
Yes,
that's
sir.
we're on the
Yes,
same
sir.
page, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all
Purple and gold.
bleed that purple and gold, and we're very happy to see our boys return. I admittedly, during the last couple of days, as scrimmages have begun, have been working still, so I haven't got a chance to watch them in the first couple of games back. We'll definitely be planning to watch them once the official season starts back up this week. And have y'all been able to watch so far? And what do you guys think?
Yeah, I got to see the. Sorry, go ahead, Alec. Go ahead.
Okay, I caught the first scrimmage, and it was dope to see Waiters getting some buckets again, and J.R. Smith getting back in the league. It was like his first action since like 2018. So it was dope to see those guys getting some run and getting their rhythm back, and because they could end up being very important for us when we need guys to create their own shots when like Braun's off the floor. So that was dope to see. I didn't get to catch the Magic game. I don't know if you guys did.
It was an early game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
like 9 a.m. or whatever.
Yo, but J.R. Smith is back in mid-season form, man. I saw him do like a little step back fadeaway jumper to hit the side of the backboard. So my boy's back. He's ready to go.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
he's
was a
rusty,
white
man.
dude.
Give him some time. Give him some time. I've been questionable of him, but he's here. So you got to take it and just got to ease into it. So it is what it is.
It's just a matter of time for that Hennessy makes it to the locker room, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Either,
I ain't
either
even
to,
mad.
either to the locker room or he's going to sneak out and find it like Lou Will did. So
Hey.
one way or another.
Back.
We'll get to
Lou
Lou.
Yeah. All right. I'll save it. I'll save it for when we get there. But regarding the Laker game, like it was dope to see LeBron and AD hadn't missed a beat, right? They didn't look rusty at all. They just got right back into mid-season form, trying to make that championship run. And like you said, it was really dope to see Dion Waiters, because that's a guy who, I don't know how you guys felt about him, but when we signed him, I was 50-50. It could go either way. It's gonna be really good or it's gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
So to see him come in right away and contribute, it puts you at ease a little bit.
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Especially to see like the deeper teams, or I don't know if those teams are necessarily deeper, but the depth of the Bucks and the Clippers, and those are teams that we're thinking we're gonna have to go through to get the chip.
Yeah.
So to have Dion Waiters contribute, bro, it's gonna be a blessing.
Bringing up other teams, the Denver Nuggets rolled out that 7-foot lineup with the with Jokic at the
Point guard, right? Yeah.
Bol and Jeremy Grant, I
Oh my
believe,
goodness.
and Plumlee, all those guys. Does that little switch up they made scare y'all at all, or is that just
They got a lot of size and length. Pause.
Oh.
Hey,
I'm
chill
saying,
out.
bro.
Hey, it's Sunday, bro. Just keep it going. Don't worry about no pause, buddy. Just keep it going,
Hey,
bro.
it is what it is. It is what it is. But
It's a
what do y'all
California
think
roll. We don't do the stop sign, bro.
Got you.
I don't know. I think it was how didn't Houston do that too, but with no center?
They did the
Yeah,
opposite.
they went the
small.
opposite way.
They went the opposite
got
way.
small ball.
I felt like
Yeah.
it worked just because it was like, oh fuck, what the fuck is this? And it worked. But I feel like eventually teams could all catch up to that.
I think the Nuggets lineup will work in stints. Like they're not. That's not going to be their starting lineup, obviously. But they're going to have stints in games where it's going to be really effective. But if you look at that lineup, they lose athleticism when they go that big. Because essentially, Paul Millsap's playing your 2, you know,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he's not going to be able to keep up with the faster guys there. So they lose a little bit something, but in stints, it's going to be really effective, I think.
Right.
And
And my thing is,
Bol. He's like
Yeah,
a unicorn out there, man.
if he keeps doing what he's doing, that's special right there. They got a nice lineup they can make work.
But
The
you
other
saw he
thing
got
too,
drug tested.
yeah, they had to. He came out first game dropping and all that.
You can't be dropping.
They ain't gonna let my boy live. They ain't gonna let my boy
They're
live.
drug tested him and COVID tested him. Damn.
Yeah, all that.
God damn.
God damn.
My thing too with that lineup is that, as you guys have pointed out, if things start going left and kind of falling apart, it's like, okay, now we bring in Jamal Murray, now we bring in Gary Harris, now we bring in Michael Porter Jr. Like they have plenty of actual guards
They're
they
deep.
can swap into, and
I
it'll
think
work
Will
just
Barton's
fine.
still on that team too, right?
Will Barton as well. They got plenty of guys. They can just swap. Okay, Paul Millsap at the 2. We can't do this. Let's put Jamal. Go ahead and fill that spot. So they got plenty of guys that can make those lineups work. So that's what's more scary to me than just how it was presented when we first saw it. So gotta keep eyes on them for sure.
Definitely.
I appreciate it though. They understand if they have championship aspirations, like it's gonna be tough, and they have to experiment because the team standing in front of them, they're not. The playing field isn't even for them with the talent. I feel like it is for the Clippers, Lakers, and Bucks. But for them, they know that they're not there, so they have to figure something out to compete with those teams. So I like it.
I love that. It's time to step out of the box. Time to try new things, and especially when you're not one of the, like you said, those top 4, you got to find ways to fight your way through into that group. So however it takes, I'm for it. So I like the switch up there.
Right.
Are there any other teams that you guys are scared of right now, or that not scared of? Because we number 1 right now, but any other teams y'all are looking at like a little cautiously?
Portland.
You say
Portland?
Portland.
Nah, I don't know about. No, I think you know what. Portland could make it a good series.
Would you rather not play them?
Yeah, I'd rather avoid them because I'd rather take the Grizzlies or the Pelicans or whoever it might be.
Like the Rockets scare me more. The Nuggets scare me more. Clippers, obviously, but even the Mavs too, because the Mavs play us tough, and the Mavs still got Luka and Porzingis, and Seth Curry couldn't miss the shot to save his life. Like he was like 6 of 6 from
They're
3.
going to be a really good matchup for us.
Yeah,
just like player for player, they're going to be a pretty good matchup for us. But is there anybody in the East that you guys see, like if it wasn't the Bucks, if there were to be an upset in the East, is there somebody that you think like might worry you in the finals?
I said the Raptors, and Garrett laughed at me when we talked about it. But
the Raptors,
I think the Raptors, they're the defending champions for a reason too.
Oh yeah, and
that reason left.
that reason's down the street now.
I don't think so. To be honest, I think the nucleus of that team is still there.
Well, no one expected them to be this good.
You still got Ibaka, you still got Lowry.
That's the thing.
They
Like
still have,
Siakam,
really good depth too.
Siakam just keeps leveling up. Like he hasn't hit his peak yet, He's just going to continue to get better. So they're an interesting team, but for me, if the chemistry ever works out, you have to look at Philly. If the chemistry ever works out on that team.
If Ben Simmons is still hitting threes.
Yeah.
I heard he went to a sports psychologist.
I wouldn't doubt it. For him, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I heard he did.
Video of that, he did.
He hit one in the scrimmage too.
He's from the corner?
Mm-hmm.
One of them.
Yeah, I heard that's like his spot now, or at least that's what he wants it to be. He thinks he's Michael Redd or something. But
Not quite.
I'm looking at a team like the Boston Celtics. Like I just feel like that team is just full of dogs. Like they just got ready to go. Guys ready to go and get into your jersey on the defensive end. So a team like that, you just never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely some threats there. Gotta keep our eyes on all of it. But
I just want to remind you guys that the Raptors are the 2 seed. So
cool. I think that they're doing great in the regular season, but in the postseason, when it's time to step up, I don't know if they could do it because Kawhi was one that leveled them up last year. Like those guys, they all piggyback off of Kawhi and leveled up another level.
That's
yeah, man. You keep talking about the Raptors, bro. I'm gonna put the shades back on. You keep talking about these Raptors.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when the Raptors end up in the finals again.
Look,
I'll tell you this.
They match up well with the Bucks too.
Listen, they might, even if they get there, I won't. Sure, whatever. They're in the East, so they could. Anything's possible over there. They're not winning again though. They're not beating whoever's out the West.
No way.
They shouldn't have won last year.
Hey, I didn't say that. I never said they
shouldn't have won.
Final.
People got injured, and look what happened. Drake is fucking happy as fuck right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying. The East is the mess that it is, so they can find their way through and get it done. But once it's time to go against LeBron again or go against Kawhi or whoever it may be, I don't think they're beating them. Not this time around.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think they have a good shot to make the finals.
Got you. All right. We'll definitely see.
I don't know how Danny feels right now, but I know that before the restart, you were heavy on the Miami Heat, right? You felt like they could upset the Bucks.
Yeah, they're sleepers too.
I like the Heat.
To upset the Bucks, though, I don't think they got the pieces.
Hey, Bam played really
upset.
good defense on Giannis when they played each other in the regular season.
Yeah, but with a name like Bam, I'm not gonna take you serious.
What?
Hey, you remember the Flintstones? My boy put in work. My boy put in work, bro. Bam put in work. He fucked everybody
That's
up.
what you do. When somebody makes a really good point, you just look for anything to justify your side. Like, with a name like that, though, shit ain't never gonna work.
To make, I guess, a real point, then, as you're alluding to, my only thing with the Heat is that they feel like a year away. A lot of those guys are very young, and the Bucks are ready now. Like they're tired of losing. They've lost. They've had the experiences now, the learning experiences. They're ready to just get going. So when they go against a team, come up against the Heat, and it's like a bunch of these young guys, Tyler Hero trying to act like he's a superstar, walking around like he's the next best thing, whatever. They're gonna try to shut that up real quick. So I think they've had the experiences already, while Miami is still learning, and that's the separation.
That's true. I got a question for y'all. Who's y'all MVP?
Giannis.
Yeah, I go Giannis too.
Is that the
I'm
consensus?
LeBron.
Oh, we got LeBron.
I'm gonna be a homer.
I need you to defend why LeBron should get that MVP.
I don't know, bro. I feel it's so weird how I feel wrong saying it, but he's on my team.
He shouldn't be the MVP. No,
why
stop.
not?
Just because it's not team?
We are not ESPNing this. We are not.
Wait. Why can't he be the MVP? Why can't he be the MVP?
Because Giannis has clearly had a better season. We don't have to go into depth with that. Just
damn, bro.
As simple as
I just wanted to think we were all on the same page. We got
Giannis is doing. I'm taking Giannis in that. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I said this. I appreciate you standing by your point, Danny.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking a stand.
Thank you.
And you're gonna die on that hill alone, though.
Exactly.
That man is not gonna be MVP.
I will say this though. Me and Alec had this debate on ourselves a few weeks ago. How do y'all feel about the narrative that without Giannis, the Bucks are still an elite team, and with the Lakers without LeBron still have AD? Like, how do you guys feel about how they make that comparison?
That's an interesting comparison.
I don't think the Bucks are an elite team without Giannis.
No,
elite?
I don't
think they're elite without Giannis. So that doesn't make sense to me off bat.
Yeah.
To me, the Bucks without Giannis are, and I'm sorry, Alec, but I think they're a little bit worse than the Raptors, and I don't think the Raptors are all that. That's where I would put the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? If the Bucks without Giannis would probably be sitting around the fifth, sixth seed, somewhere along those lines. Right now, they're clear favorite number one. So
that'll make the Raptors 1 seed. So, I mean,
simple.
That's not the debate right now. We're talking Giannis.
You just prove about that more and more, man.
I like the fact you don't pay attention to the details. I like that shit, bro.
Stay on track right now, please. Let's stay
he chooses his own facts. I like this fact right here, and I like this one right here, and that one's good too.
I like your style, kid. I like your style.
hey, the homie Donnie Trump. I can tell. I got you.
Don't you ever disrespect me, man.
We're not doing that.
We were revoking his invite to Black Twitter just for that.
Oh, jeez, man. We might have to. But anyways, though, Frankie, you brought up the Buck side of it. The Lakers side though is that LeBron or the Lakers without LeBron have AD still.
Yeah.
Does that have any weight into the MVP discussion?
I think it does. I'll let you guys talk though.
I tell you the truth. If you take LeBron off the Lakers, I think we're the Pelicans in purple and gold. You know what I'm saying? And AD could never do anything with the Pelicans when he was there.
Now, is that LeBron's fault, or is that AD still not being as good as we claim him to be?
No, because I think I give AD all the credit he deserves. I give LeBron all the credit that he deserves. But just being a Laker fan and watching just about every game this season, I've seen LeBron quit on the defensive end. I've seen him make mistakes. And you have a guy like Giannis who's led his team to the #1 overall spot, and he's hungry for the chip. And every year he's making the leap to get better. It's just about time where the league's his. You know, so I think he definitely hands down deserves MVP.
I'm with you. Just had to clarify. Any disputes on that?
No.
I think to answer your question, Garrett, I think like AD and LeBron both. I think they're both in the MVP running too. Like I think AD is probably like 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
In the MVP race. But they both like play different integral roles on the team.
I have a question.
What?
If that is the case, then again, so if we flip it and we take LeBron off the Lakers and AD is still there, if the Lakers immediately drop down to the A seed, why is AD a top 4 prospect, a top 4 candidate?
I don't
because
think he's
how he has performed with LeBron there. Like because it's based off your performance with all the pieces there. Like it's not like based off what ifs.
So is Amari Stoudemire is what you're saying?
I'm glad you said that.
No,
so,
he's way better.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
And I do agree with
Amari.
Frankie that like if it was just AD, it would kind of be the Pelicans in purple and gold. Like I think we'd still be a
AD can
playoff
lead a
team,
team.
but we definitely wouldn't be the 1 seed. Like we'd maybe be like 7 or 8, 6, but
And then we'd probably be getting bounced in the first round.
yeah.
I'm agreeing with all y'all. My point is that if, as Alex said, we're looking at it as a full team, if we're looking at it that way, Giannis and what he's done with his team has been the better MVP candidate this year. And I'm rolling with him.
You know
Agreed.
what?
Yep.
Y'all right. I'm a flip sides.
Hey, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That's it. Episode's over. We're done. That's it. That was it. That was it. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Okay.
I'm about to hand that man my sunglasses, bro. Go ahead, put them on.
Alec, any other awards you want to discuss real quick, or you want to move on to something else?
I feel like the other ones are more clear. Maybe like defensive player of the year. People argue like AD and Giannis. I don't know what you guys think about that one, but
Giannis. I'm still going Giannis, man. Something about Giannis this year just seems different.
I think AD for defensive player of the year.
Here's my thing. If for whatever reason Giannis doesn't get MVP, he's guaranteed they're going to give him defensive player of the year. He's getting one or the other.
Yeah, he has to win
There's
one.
no way.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to give Anthony Davis the defensive player. There's also Rudy Gobert, who was holding it down for the Utah Jazz.
I think his defense is so overrated, man.
He's a block party.
Ooh.
He's
He's elite at
on the
what he
highlight.
does. He's elite at what he does, rim protection. But other than that, I think Giannis and AD are much more versatile defenders.
That's true. They can definitely keep up with the smaller guys a lot better.
You value versatility more than owning a certain area of the court.
Yeah, because that impacts that area of the court, but it doesn't impact the entire game. I don't think as much.
No, you're right. That's like how James Harden was leading. Like I don't know if he was leading the league in steals. Is James Harden really a defensive player? Not really. But he was leading. But he had a bunch of steals.
He was jumping into those.
Passing lanes. Like that's it. Exactly. I agree with you.
But also that's basketball IQ too, though. Like you can't just completely discredit that.
Yeah. It's impactful for sure. Like I said, he's elite at what he does do, but I don't think he does as much as Giannis and AD do defensively.
So he shouldn't even be in the conversation.
Like
Rudy?
He could be, but he's at highest third, I would say.
Got it.
So
Got it.
He's just there to fill in time.
Basically,
we gotta have a top 3, so let's just put him in there. Fuck it.
It's like those guys who get voted for the Heisman, and it's like, bro, you know you're not gonna win, but he still shows up. Like, you know you're not
just
getting.
shows up
And they show up in a fly ass suit and everything, like chilling. I would do it too. If I knew I wasn't gonna win, I'd go enjoy it.
Yeah,
go party, dude.
Nah.
You know, catch the Rona. Everything.
Now, moving on to other awards and also into another conversation. If Lou Will leaves the Magic City and then comes back and is dropping 15 a night like he does that cement him at 6th man of the year again?
It's between him and Montrez, and I honestly might give it to Montrez. I
I
think
can't
he's a little
believe
more
Montrez is a 6 year.
I've actually seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people say Schroeder from Kansas, from not Kansas City, Oklahoma City. I've seen a lot of people bring him up as well. Is that is he? I haven't really been watching OKC, though they've been impressive.
Like the candidates, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're really the only ones in that conversation. But also the Clippers are just so good that it's going to be one of them too. I don't think.
Is Trez a 6 man? I thought Trez started.
No, they usually start like Zubac or something.
Yeah, they've been starting Zubac.
Did I lose you? Sorry.
No, we're
here.
But yeah, they usually start Zubac, and then they both Lou Will and Trez usually come in for those 6-man minutes. But I don't know. Whoever they give it to between them two, I think it's rightfully deserved. I think Lou Will already has a few, right? He already has like 2 or 3.
He's 6-man. He is 6-man.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they just gave it to Trez just because somebody new face.
Got it. I like that. That's fine with me either way. But yeah, as we mentioned early on in the show, Lou Will and others are finding ways to sneak out and have some fun, even with the bubble going on in Orlando.
Cause he's like, I don't know if we playing the Orlando Magic or we playing at Magic City. He goes, my schedule I don't know what we doing. I don't blame that man.
It said Magic. It said Magic. It didn't say anything else. It just said Magic. So it's like, oh,
y'all got a point.
Accidents happen, bro.
Here's the funny thing though, because I kind of was curious. People questioned it. Stephen made jokes about it as well. From the jump, it seemed like it was set up as like an AAU performance. It seemed like they had all the ping pong tables and the pool and the DJ party, whatever they got going on. Yeah. It was like, where the hell is that? Like, we got grown men out here. Like, help these dudes out.
What would be hard? You know what would be really hard if the NBA had pre-screened girls like ready to go already in the bubble.
I'm trying to say these are grown men. Where is the adult entertainment for the adults that are going to be sitting in the bubble?
That's what I'm saying, bro. They have a pool of girls somewhere in Walt Disney World, chilling, ready to go.
Bro, you telling me Mickey Mouse is pimping out the show, bro? You telling me Mickey got these girls on deck?
No, they could have did. they could have had the girls dress up in the Mickey Mouse costumes during the day, and at night they take the costumes off, and they're like,
"What's wrong with y'all?" What are we talking about?
They got all the prince. They got Princess Jasmine. They got Minnie Mouse.
We're trying to help our guys out.
Players gonna be trying to holler at like Taylor Looks and those journalists and stuff that are out there too.
She needs to stay in her room.
I'm saying. You see how they be looking at those interviews with Taylor Looks, like they try to risk it all.
Tell you the truth, I'm not familiar with her, but I'm gonna have to look her up then. For research purposes. You know
she's a good journalist, but
she's a great journalist. Yeah, great.
But also,
we're actually being serious too. That's
same. Cancel culture, 2020. It's hot.
Oh my god!
If Lou Will comes back balling, I don't want to hear shit out Doc Rivers' mouth the rest of the run.
Wait, why?
If he comes back balling, even after this whole quarantine thing, Doc Rivers, don't get mad at me for doing my thing, dog. I'm doing my thing. I'm gonna show up and give you 30. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to hear shit out Doc Rivers' mouth.
Damn, that's true. What if he does come back balling?
The boy got the magic touch at Magic City, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean to do a return trip to Magic City?
Gotta let him go. Hey, remember in the last dance? Remember in the last dance? Dance Robin went to Vegas for a couple of days and came back.
That's true. And Phil Jackson let him.
Let him go.
Electra.
Let him go. Let him do his thing.
That's crazy.
To be honest,
I also think too, on a serious note, I think he was like he left the bubble because there was a death like in the family or whatever. But then he went to Magic City like while he was
on the way back though.
Yeah. I'm already out here. I'm already out. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Elite at Magic City. That's what they're saying. So he was just trying to get
I'm sad, but I'm not that sad, bro. What's up? Where we going on the way back?
It was probably like an extended cousin or uncle, we'll be all right. But also, since I'm out here, he probably, you know what happened? He was on the freeway and he took a wrong exit, and then it said Magic City. He's like,
wrong exit. No, he knows the way. He knows the way.
It's funny that Jack Harlow is the one who snitched on him too, low-key.
Damn, for real?
Because he posted that picture with him and Lou. Yeah, that's what happened. And then Lou said, Lou was like, "Oh, that's an old picture," and I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck it, it's old." And then it happened to be.
You have the NBA mask on. You have the NBA official mask on your face. Yes. Like, how you gonna hide that?
So much.
Hey, he was wearing his mask though. was doing his thing. Wearing his
Hey,
mask.
he's staying covered up. It's cool.
also-
Hey, it's fine with me. I'm not the one that's trusting.
Speaking of, NBA players and strip clubs, for anybody who doesn't know, Houston is one of the capitals in the United States when it comes to strip clubs.
How would you know that?
I would do my research.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I
James
heard
Harden
one
got a
time,
jersey in the Raptors. Right?
yes. So I heard James
Yeah.
Harden spent so much money one night that they retired his jersey in a strip club.
What?
And I was like, fuck the NBA. I'm trying to get my jersey in those Raptors. You feel me?
They
Fuck
did?
off.
That's
That's
elite
hard.
company right there. That's rare air right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
Different
That's
type of
wild.
time. I like that. But is there anything else NBA wise y'all want to talk about real quick, or you want to move on to other things?
Well, I think Rookie of the Year, right, is clear cut.
I would go with
I
Ja.
think so. I'm giving Jaw,
I
correct?
would go with
Right.
Ja.
We're going to see what Zion does in these last 8 games, but
There's not enough time.
No.
Yeah,
he-
and they're
he
saying
was
the
out most of
awards are
season.
based off of the play up until like March 11th or whatever.
so
they're
they're
not
stopping
counting.
it there?
Yeah, they're not counting these.
Okay.
Okay,
last
so
8
that's-
games,
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Nah, man, but I know in particular, Alec and Danny got to be excited about MLB being back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's for
Definitely.
damn sure.
I mean,
Definitely.
who cares? Am I right?
Whatever. I'm still learning. I'm watching. Whatever.
My boy. No.
I thought you were an Angels fan, Frankie.
I am, bro, but it's just you have to realize your guys' expectations for your team and my expectation for my team is a lot different.
Fair
a lot
enough.
different, you know.
Hey, but hold on, I want to put it out there because my boy Garrett said he was gonna buy a Mookie Betts jersey. That's what I heard him say.
You should.
Now that he
He's
got
here.
paid, and
He's
I know
here
he's
for
gonna
12
be
more
for a
years.
while. Yeah, I'm gonna get my jersey. I got one on the way.
Oh, on the way. Word.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Okay.
Which one you
Y'all-
get? The white,
y'all-
gray?
The gray, like Rocco got on right now.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's right.
But yeah, tell me this though, because y'all, as we've mentioned, y'all are more baseball than I am. I'm still learning. Y'all, how do you guys feel about the deal? Is 13 years too long, or like how do you guys feel about him signing that contract?
Why don't you go
So,
first?
okay, yeah. So there's always going to be dead money at the end of those contracts. Like there is. Like that's why to me, like it doesn't bug me. I think it's up until he's 40. He's probably going to be going downhill like 32, 33. There's going to be dead money. Like basically what the Dodgers did is that they paid for him not to go to free agency. And hey, you're about to get a good 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 years of Mookie
Yeah.
of a MVP. Possible. If it wasn't for Mike Trout, he'd be MVP. If you look at the stats, he's second behind Mike Trout on everything. I think it is a lot of money, but the Dodgers can afford it. I think if I remember correctly, up until 2022 or 2023, there's nobody else under contract, so it's just Mookie. So they have the money. They got them. And they have the money enough to sign Cody Bellinger maybe to a lucrative contract. Sign.
They're gonna
they
have to max him. You have
exactly,
to. Yeah.
exactly. They have the money. Again, it is a long ass contract, but it's Mookie Betts. If it's how people were butthurt because they didn't sign Garrett Cole, they didn't sign
Right.
Manny Machado,
Right.
Bryce Harper. But I
Right.
think this is probably the best person that you could give a 10+ year contract to. Honestly,
100%. I'm with you, Rocco. I think it is a lot of money. It may be a few too many years. Like usually those big max contracts, like you'll see like 10 years, 13's a lot. Like you said, he'll be like 40 at the end of it. But I kind of look at it like Mahomes' contract too. Like I think they're worth every penny. Like you said, he's a former MVP, and he's like 26 or 27, so he's like just starting to hit his prime. Like may not have even seen his best years yet. So like you said, I think we'll get like 6, 7 really like elite years, and then you'll get a couple good years, and then a couple twilight of his career probably. But you can also restructure contracts too in the future as well. So I think it makes sense to lock him down right now because he's one of the best players in baseball. So
yeah, exactly. And I think it's like a 30 a year salary, so it's not that it's a max contract, but it isn't that bad. Like
Right.
You can work around, especially how the Dodgers are built. Because most teams, they spend the money, they spend, and after a while, like it's fuck, all right, trade everybody away, so everybody start from scratch. The Dodgers,
Right.
they got that farm system. Like
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger's making, I think he's making like $200,000 a year.
yeah,
MVP
he's still the
player.
rookie contract.
all their not elite, but they're like almost elite. Like what's his face?
like Seager and
Like Seager, all of them, all on rookie contracts. They're all on their minor league contracts, bro. Like they can still
Monty,
sign. They
yeah.
can still they can still get a Francisco Lindor Like if they really wanted to. Like it's interesting.
Okay.
That's why I'm not mad at all. Honestly, not mad at all. Some people are saying it's too much. 13 years at face value is like, damn, that is a lot.
Yeah,
But if you really think about it, it's like there's gonna be 3-4 years of dead money. And Carl Crawford was fucking sitting at home getting paid $27 million for like 2 seasons. Like
Right.
it happens, bro. But I mean, at the end of the day, if he wins us a couple rings, nobody's gonna be complaining.
Which
That's
I believe
exactly
he
the
will.
point I was gonna make.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you guys last time you won is 88, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he signs that 13-year deal. If he can get you 2, maybe 3, or be a big part of 2 or 3, no one's gonna care how long that deal is, bro.
Right, exactly.
It's already worth it. Just ending that streak and
Off
kind
the
of
first
bringing
one,
back.
yeah, like it'll be worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And with that, let's turn to the diamond. Let's turn to the diamond. We're here. Baseball's finally back. First off, how do y'all feel about this format, these 60 games into the playoffs? You think that was the right way to do it, or should there have been a different way? Again, I'm just throwing things out there because I'm still learning as we go. But do you like how they restarted?
I mean, if we get in baseball, bro, I don't care.
Got you. Got
Honestly, like it was either this or nothing. So I'm taking this. It's not bad. I don't mind it. The playoff situation is weird. I don't know if well, to our listeners,
Talk about it.
It's a 16 playoff format, so it's 8 teams from each league, and now in AL, it's the first and second place of each division. So West, Central, and East are the first and second place, and then it's 2 wild cards, which makes damn, I can't even do math right now. What, 5, 6? Yeah.
Hey, you lost me a while ago, bro. Yeah, Danny. Yeah, go ahead, Danny. I'll take it from here, Danny. Look, what I'm saying is, okay.
My bad. I started doing math here, so
When I mentioned earlier how we had different expectations for our team, the Angels have had trouble making the playoffs. So now you're telling me they expanding how many teams getting in, bro? If we don't make it this year, we got some serious thinking to do. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And when it comes to baseball, like I'm more of a casual fan, so I've already thought that the season is way too long. 162 games. It doesn't take that long to figure out who's the best team in the division. Right?
I think baseball fans would agree on that too, that it's a little bit too long.
Right. So I was thinking they should shorten it to about 120, but obviously with this year and the pandemic, they had to go down to 60. I like it because A-Rod was talking about how this year it's a sprint. It's not a marathon. Every game counts right away.
Right.
And me and Danny were talking about how it's like 60 games and 40 of those games are in your division. So you're racing for the playoffs from day one. So it's going to make the season a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, yeah,
And
definitely.
To your question too, Garrett, about like how we feel about this shortened season, I think something we didn't talk about with the NBA too is interesting seeing like how they have it set up with the no fans and like pumping in crowd noise and trying to like emulate what it's like to have like full arenas and stuff like that. I was wondering like what your guys' thoughts were from watching it, like
with baseball specifically,
with
or both?
baseball or basketball.
I guess I don't know. I feel like with basketball, teams can get momentum. I guess baseball you can too, but I feel like the fans have more of an impact in basketball than they do in baseball.
Yeah.
Same way in football, fans can be so damn loud that a quarterback's trying to fucking do his thing and he can't communicate with nobody, right? So at basketball, defense getting everybody pumped up, it's dope. Baseball, I'm sure the same thing. It's 3-2 down by 1 run, bottom of whatever the 8th late innings, and then everybody's going crazy at home. The batters, getting hyped. But I again. It's not. I feel like with baseball, it's weird watching them, but I mean they have been pumping in that crowd noise with that that crowd just normal people talking noise. With basketball, I don't know. It's just basketball. I'm just thinking about just the park. People just 5-on-5, bro. It just to me it's normal, whatever. It's weird watching them, but again, like how I said earlier, we're getting basketball, we're getting baseball.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some football.
Maybe.
Fuck it. Let's do what we got to do. 5-on-5, run it.
When it came to the basketball, I was super excited to not have the crowd because I wanted to hear the chatter on the floor.
Right.
And I wanted to hear people calling out screens, defensive plays, cutbacks, calling plays, and all that. And then I started watching the preseason games, and the commentators really don't give you a chance to listen to what's going on the floor.
Right.
And then I thought about why. I was like, well, they're
cut each other out.
because you have Carmelo Anthony getting rebounds going, fuck out of here. and then Craig Sager's supposed to hit you with a stat in between that? Like, nah, son, it's just not going to work out that way, you know? So, I mean, I was a little let down in that sense. Yeah. Also, I was watching the opening game for baseball. It was the Yankees and Nets.
Yeah.
Right? So I saw when Giancarlo hits the home run.
Yeah.
And it was awkward because it was so quiet. and he hit it in like the first or second inning. So I remember hearing A-Rod go, that ball's gonna be there another 8 innings. And I'm like, for real, like no one's running after that fucking ball. Like it's just sitting there, you know? So it's a little weird, but yeah, I mean, I'll take sports any way we can get it, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think with basketball, it makes it more intimate. Like I like the closeness of it. I like just the feel that how they're showing it now. I like seeing the more of the player reactions, whether not on the court, because as Frankie said, it's kind of being overshadowed by commentary, but seeing more of the sideline reaction, seeing how guys are trying to create the field themselves without the fans being there, trying to maintain some kind of energy there, even without fans being there to do that. I still like the atmosphere that's created there. So the NBA is fine. Well, baseball, it's just awkward. Like things don't connect the same. Home runs don't feel the same. Strikeouts and stuff don't feel the same. Just all of it.
You're right.
It has like it's almost like golf. It's like a golf kind of feel to it. It's like cool. He just hit a hole in one. Hit a home run. It's like we just kind of clap it off.
Just around,
because like I mean, and you only see it on G, like you've been watching more baseball now, like playoff baseball. You know how it is, bro, in the late innings, like specifically playoff baseball, late innings. You know, 2 strikes on a batter, everyone's hyped up because you got to get it. It's a big out, you know.
Right.
And like we're not gonna get that this year, which is weird.
Right.
It almost takes away a little bit of the stakes.
Another very important question in Houston. Are they making sure that they're getting boos? However the crowd noise they're creating, are they putting boos down the crowd? Make sure, or when they play Houston, are teams bringing in the boos still? Because we know those will be ringing off real loud right now. Had fans been there,
that's a really good point.
That's
They've been getting with some pitches, but I haven't heard the boos.
No.
See, you need fans in that regard.
No, that's the one thing that they took away from us is that we can't boo the Astros this year.
Yeah.
Well, somebody, you guys know, obviously the cheating scandal. A big part of it was they were thumping the trash cans, right?
Right.
So you guys know the baseball games, they're putting cutouts of the fans in the stands.
Right.
And you have to pay about $50 for it or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody spent their hard-earned money to put a cutout of the Astros mascot in a trash can right there behind the home plate, bro.
Hey,
you could see it.
It was worth it. It's worth it.
I like that. I like that.
One thing
how
that
you
I
feel
don't
about
like
how? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing that I don't like about baseball that I've noticed so far is how they have. I don't know if it's necessarily the players, but the coaches in the dugouts wearing the masks. Just because it's like everybody's supposed to be tested and screened already, right? And you're next to the players who are playing against everybody else on the field. So it's like, why are you wearing it in the dugout if you're just coming out to get on the field?
Just extra precaution.
I think it's for show to be like, we're going by the guidelines.
It's a lot of show right now. It's a lot of show.
Because I don't know if you guys saw, but Danny showed me a clip earlier, and there was a manager who came out to argue a call with the ump. And it was funny because before they met, they both put on their masks to come yell at each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right.
Hold up. All right. Yo, what the fuck?
It's all for show, man. That's the most part. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Definitely gonna be stay tuned. I can watch the games and we'll be sure to tune in. And looking forward to all things baseball going forward. So talked about NBA, talked about MLB. Now we're going to the NFL, and the NFL is yet to start. But they have announced that training camp is going to be underway and that the season will at least get going in some way as scheduled. And we'll see if they finish. But how you feel about how the NFL has been handling things?
I mean, tell you the truth, I have not been paying much attention to it just because I've been excited about MLB and NBA coming back. But it kind of blows my mind to think about, like, they're actually going to try to run a full season. Just because it's so many people on the field, like, so I think on game day, every team shows up with 53-man roster, right? And then
plus
you got
coaches and practice squad.
And then the people who actually have to be able to televise and the people who are going to run the stadium. And I'm like, it's just way too many people. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have any plans for like a bubble type system like
No, not at
the
all.
NBA has. So it's going to be a lot of travel too.
Yeah, but I get it from their perspective where they're like, it's too much money not to have a season. Too much money lost not to have a season. So they're just gonna do whatever they can to try. But ultimately, I hope they can figure out a way to be safe about it.
I don't know. For some reason I feel like it's gonna blow up in their faces.
I right now I don't see them ending the season.
And
like playing it all the way through. I mean,
yeah, the only reason why I think that is because
we ran into some technical difficulty at this time. Sorry about that. Here's the second half of the show.
so I'm assuming you guys are familiar with verses, right?
right. Versus like versus like spitting 16 bars or what?
Danny,
Not
go
quite.
leave the room. Leave the room.
I heard G's a good rapper. That's why.
Oh shit, like that?
No,
I've
no,
heard he always
no,
hop on the beat. So
no.
I don't know. I don't believe it.
You look like you have the potential for a SoundCloud rap.
SoundCloud specifically though,
You're
not
not
nothing
getting-
else.
Hey,
It's
that's
a
Baby
lane.
Kodak.
It's a
That's
lane.
Baby Kodak right there.
Hey bro, hey Russ blew up on SoundCloud.
You look
You're not
like
getting the verse. You're not getting the verse from me. Sorry. I'm definitely say.
but yeah, Versus is basically a hit battle between two artists that's gotten really popular over the last few months during this pandemic.
Right.
And the most recent battle was DMX versus Snoop Dogg. Now, if you listen to the show, I got a lot of love for DMX, and I feel like he's vastly underrated in a lot of people's rap opinion, hip hop opinion. I feel like he gets overlooked a lot. However, when you watch the verses, it's a wash. I think it's a wash. Like it's
Really?
pretty one sided. It's all Snoop Dogg. But
Oh,
I
so
don't know if
you think Snoop washed him, or are you saying that like
Yeah.
it was like even?
Like
no,
landslide?
I don't think it was even. Yeah, I think it was landslide.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying it was like a
feeling-
wash. It was even.
So when I was watching it, I had a couple friends over. We were playing dominoes, having a couple drinks, and we just had it on in the background, right? And we were trying to keep track of it like a boxing match, like who won this round, who won this next round.
Right.
And you know, by the time you get to the last round, the drinks are hitting it a little bit, the math is off a little bit, but for the most part, I had it Snoop like 14-6, 14-6, you know.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like after I thought maybe is it like West Coast bias? Is it the fact
I
that
think so.
I didn't necessarily grow up on DMX's music that it was missing that nostalgic factor for me? Right? Because just about every Snoop Dogg song had a nostalgic factor for me, which
Right.
takes it to another level.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
I had it pretty much a blowout. I don't know if you guys saw it or how you guys felt about it.
So I watched
didn't
it last
actually-
night too.
Okay,
Go ahead,
go.
Alec.
Go for it.
All right, so I watched it last night too, and that's something that we discussed. How many New York dudes, dead ass dudes, like felt like
Dead-ass
that? Yeah, because they're from New York. That's their music. It's like that's
Dead-ass
that
beat.
bias, you know. I feel like the first few songs. I thought the first few songs were close, and if I'm from New York, I probably would have leaned a little bit more to DMX. But because I'm from LA, I obviously went straight to Snoop Dogg. But I can see how some New York dudes can like lean more towards DMX, but I still think that it was all Snoop all day. Again, it could be LA bias, but it's just Snoop, bro. Like I was asking Francisco earlier, who can you put up against Snoop that would be a good matchup? I don't know.
It's tough.
Because the thing is, not only does he have his catalog, but once he goes deep cut and gets into his features,
Right. It's
like
different.
like he did the Laylo joint from when he was on No Limit with Master P. Like once that beat dropped, it was like, oh shit. And that was like in the middle rounds where you were like, he's gonna start running out of shit eventually. And then he drops
Right.
that and it's like, oh, he's still here. You know? Did Bitches Ain't Shit. He had a couple things that were like, oh yeah, I remember that was probably like my third or fourth favorite song on that album, you know? But once he plays it and the nostalgia hits and then DMX can't really respond, or at least not from me, anything that I thought was crazy. Yeah, it got to 14-6 pretty quick.
Well, who else was kind of popping like in their era, like at that time too? Like
So you're saying about like, okay, so that's interesting that you say that because I was thinking about just people in general to put him up
Right.
against, and I
Yeah.
thought about Lil Wayne
okay.
Against who? Against Snoop?
against Snoop.
That's different eras though, so the
It's different
reaction
eras,
was
yeah.
weird.
Yes, but you
Weird
can still put
reaction.
them against each other.
You could. I could see that.
I feel like they have a deep enough catalog and deep enough features to go against each other.
They do,
Yeah,
but I think when you're talking about like being different eras, it's just like the vibe is gonna clash when they actually do it.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be like, which are you leaning towards in that moment? You know,
which
mood are you looking for in that moment?
Yeah. You better off putting Wayne against a newer artist than Snoop. That's a whole different vibe with that. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to actually watch it in full, but I saw like we were actually saying like 14-6. But to me, that's not considered a landslide. The landslide is like 18-2 or something like that. So same thing, but different.
How is that not a landslide?
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like,
I'm saying DMX still getting 6. I don't consider that like getting blown out. The fact that he still got some, I thought Snoop was just going to be like, people were saying 20-0 at the early predictions. So him getting 6, I'm like, oh, okay. I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
So my response to that would be 14-6. Off the top of your head, you could probably name those 6 songs. And that's where the landslide comes in, because it's like, oh, okay. He didn't have the as deep catalog as we once thought. I mean, granted, he did play some shit with a. I'm blanking on the name of the song, but it was one that he did with Jay-Z. He had one with the Locks on it, and it was dope. But I was like, but that's not a hit, and this is a hit battle. Right. So it's like you can't play that, and then Snoop does drop it like it's hot.
Yeah. Now tell me this: with all of these that have been going on, have y'all watched them as battles, or are you watching them just to
like for
kind of sit back and enjoy?
Just to enjoy, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's more. I think it's mostly entertainment than.
Because I don't think anybody goes into it with like bad blood, like so.
Right. I don't know. Manny Fresh
let's just have a good time and do something for everybody.
Manny Fresh was talking shit, bro. So I don't know.
And I don't think afterwards anyone really has like bragging rights. Like, it was just like a friendly like competition that they did for entertainment, if anything. Like, I'll they're the better artist now. They won the battle. Like, no. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can't be like, I'm the better artist out when it's like everything you played was from 20 years ago. Exactly. Chill out, guy. But I would say watch it for the simple fact that you see them mess up their own lyrics. You see DMX running out of breath.
Oh, DMX was running out of breath.
Like, they're just like
clips of Snoop dancing and stuff too. It looked like he was vibing.
So that's the thing, though. You have to understand that they're rappers. They're hip hop performers. So if they're not on a big stage to use up the whole stage and get the crowd engaged, they have this much space for the phone, and they're just trying to interact. There's only so much they can do. They're not Chris Brown doing backflips on the stage and shit like that. So once you get to like round 8, it's like, bro, he ran out of moves, leaning back and forth. He ran out of moves, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chris Brown, y'all saw the news today?
I seen. It's weird because we've been talking about that for a few days, me and the homies. But I mean, like, Chris Brown versus Usher, but they're not gonna do it. But it's an interesting matchup.
Oh, they're doing the verses?
No.
Rumor.
It's like rumors.
Just out there.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna do it, but that's like I like that one.
Well, take a debate. Who would y'all go with on that?
Who we go with?
Yeah.
It comes down to a hit battle, so I think it's gonna be an age thing. You go Usher?
I feel you're saying that just because more of a legacy thing, but I honestly think that Chris Brown has more hits than Usher. If you really think about it,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like we have to like look at like the list of them. But
look at the top of your head. Think about Usher hits. What, like Burn, Confessions, You Got It Bad, You Remind Me.
My thing is not even that. It's like same with like DMX. Like there were songs that for him would be hits for his discography. When you put him against Snoop and like it's just not the same. So there are songs where Usher may have a hit, but then Chris Brown comes back and plays something. And it's like, oh wait, no, this is better. So it's like even they may have enough hits, but I think just the quality of it. There are times when Chris Brown might outshine Usher.
I think Usher's catalog is like generational too, though. Whereas like I think Chris Brown is more like for the younger crowd. In my opinion,
I get what you're saying. So you're
like
saying
a lot of older people listening to that.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So you're saying that Chris makes music more for the time of at that moment in time. While Usher, you can listen to that. You can listen to Confessions 20 years later and be like, "Damn, this shit still smacks."
Yeah,
Chris Brown's like, "Oh, that song was cool."
But you can go back to the Chris Brown album, wherever that first one was, his debut, and you can use some of those too, and you'll win some of the old heads over on that side as well.
I like some of those, but I don't think they hit quite as much as.
I'm trying to say,
hold up. If Run It doesn't play, you don't try to get buck, because I try to get buck when Run It plays.
No matter what the age is, I think that song's gonna win
boom,
No matter
boom, 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 boom. I'm like, hey, like my
Exactly.
fucking kids about to stare at me like, what the fuck is this old ass dude doing trying to dance right
Yeah.
now when Chris Brown comes on?
Here's the thing too. Chris put out so much music, all these 45 song albums. He can kind of pull. He has a lot of places to pull from for like just. He puts out quality music to me, no matter what. Even for the songs we glossed over in the albums. I'm saying he has a lot of options he can pull from. While Usher, his discography is kind of solidified at this
like
point.
5, 6, 7 albums.
Yeah. I mean, he's not still. Right. I mean, like, maybe he has put out something.
He is, but he's not nearly as active.
He's not like a current artist, really.
Not at all.
I think he's solidified as one of like the best R&B acts ever.
100%, 100%.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily a Chris Brown fan, but I saw him post something where he said the only verses that's gonna happen is Chris Brown versus Chris Breezy, and I felt that. I was like,
"What? Real?"
I was like, "Yeah, like who gonna battle you, dog?" Like,
so artists going against their alter egos now, like
somebody
Slim Shady or like what?
Somebody was saying that about Beyonce, because like Beyonce can't really have a versus with anybody, so the only thing you could do with her is cut a certain line in her career and be like her from here before to here after, and that would be her versus.
Against Beyonce,
you can.
Rihanna,
Rihanna.
No.
You know what? You know what?
Why not?
You could Rihanna. you could Rihanna.
Yeah.
If it's a hit battle, you can do Rihanna.
There's only 20 songs, not all albums.
20,
There's 20 songs.
There's 20
songs. The Beehive come out heavy, you know.
Beyonce is joined.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not a fucking. They're not voting. It's just,
here's the thing: Beyonce's gonna dip into her bag and pull Destiny's Child joints. She's not just going her joints. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Beyonce's fans,
out, bro.
Beyonce's fans respect Rihanna's fans though. Like there's crossover there, so there wouldn't be fighting in that. It would just be all love.
I feel like they jumped Rihanna.
Tell me more about this from Black Twitter, Garrett, because I have no idea about that.
I just told you there's crossover over there. Like if you're a Beyonce, you could be a Beyonce and a Rihanna fan. It's okay to be
right.
You could be both.
Right. It's not like Nicki and Cardi or whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, I so badly want to see Dr. Dre, but there's nobody who can.
Dr. Dre?
Yeah. The only person you can put in that is Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy. Yeah.
That's it.
That'd be a good one.
I'd want to see Scott Storch with somebody again.
Oh,
it's not Manny Fresh.
So another producer battle?
Yeah. I feel like producer battles are the best because they just have such different. I mean, it depends on the producer. Like obviously, Scott Storch has everything and everywhere. So somebody like that.
But that's the thing, though. Like,
because you'd be like, I didn't know they made that song.
Exactly. They could pull one out where you're like, I like that song. That was him, and
exactly.
Completely changes it. So that'd be dope. Yeah,
that's a good point.
I'm trying to think.
I was gonna say Drake, Kanye.
Drake, Kanye.
I think that would be like the biggest of them all, bro.
I mean,
yeah, but Kanye's getting Drake out of here, bro. Like it's not.
I don't think it's that easy, bro.
I think Drake. Drake gets exposed a little bit in that if we do that.
I don't know.
I don't know about exposed. I'll say this.
I'm saying if 14-6 is a landslide, I think it's a landslide in that regard.
There's no way Drake loses. Drake is not losing 14-6 to Kanye, bro.
To Kanye West.
No.
Nah, dude.
Bro, you do not like Drake anymore, fam. Like,
look, it's cool. If you have Kanye winning, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But there's no way that he's getting smacked like that.
I don't think anybody's smacking Drake like that. Just the hit catalog is ridiculous.
I think Kanye is one of the few.
No, but that's
why I think it'd be a good battle.
Drake digs into his feature bag, and it's a different game.
The feature bag.
Kanye's right there too. What are we talking about?
What features Kanye got that you trying to listen to?
Kanye's not like the feature king. What?
He's got 20 songs. I'll leave it at that. He's got 20 songs.
He got 20. Hey, Garrett, I got 20 songs, bro. That don't mean nothing. I got 20. Okay. All I'm saying is, as of right now, I'm not trying to see nothing Kanye. You feel me? So
I get not right now.
Yo,
maybe when he runs in 2024, then maybe I'll be back on that shit. But as of right now, I'm not trying to see none of that, bro.
I don't want to see him running for anything.
No, thank you.
except running away from Kim Kardashian. That's about
it. Y'all got anything else?
Oh, real quick, I just wanted to talk about Robin Williams' birthday, man, because he would have turned 69 this past week. And at least I feel for me, Robin Williams was pretty significant in my childhood. So I don't know if you guys have any favorite movies or
Flubber.
moments of his.
I was about to say
Obviously,
Flubber too.
Flubber. I love
What
that
is
shit. Flubber.
oh,
Remember that?
Flubber,
Jumanji.
Flubber Fire,
Jumanji.
Mrs.
Jumanji
Doubtfire.
Fire. Did you guys ever see the movie Jack?
I don't
That
think
sounds so familiar.
In Jack,
That's the thing. It sounds hella familiar.
he plays a child who has a disease that causes him to like age rapidly. So Robin Williams is essentially a 10-year-old child, but he looks 40 years old, and he's starting
like
the fifth.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah, something like that. And he's starting the 5th grade after he's been homeschooled his whole life. And in the 5th grade, he goes to public school. So it's him dealing with like all the kids and the teachers and stuff. It's a really good movie. I remember we had it on VHS. I used to watch it all the time.
Okay.
But I don't know. I know that we've talked about mental health before, and just the way he went out. I think it's first and foremost, it's sad. It's pretty devastating to have a light like that go out. But I think it's interesting when you look at somebody's mindset who just his whole life was trying to make other people happy, and he couldn't find it for himself.
Yeah, we joke a lot on here about all kinds of stuff, but when it comes to that, we take it very seriously. And seeing the light that went out definitely is so difficult to deal with. And seeing others that deal with the same thing has been rough as well. So definitely want to continue to put spotlights onto that and make sure that continues to be acknowledged as we all continue to try to work through our thing. So definitely RIP to Robin Williams.
Yeah. And I was going to say, too, I was wearing this shirt also because it's 6 months since Kobe and Gianna and 7 others passed. So RIP to them always, of course.
Yeah, man.
It'll never feel real. But
never. Like, no matter how many times we say it, I still don't believe it. And I still don't believe it. I don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy. Crazy,
Wild,
man.
Yeah.
Respect.
All right. Well, sorry I got so serious. So
All good.
let me change the topic right quick. So obviously because of the pandemic, people had to be home, right? Everybody had to be quarantined and whatnot. So recently an app called Instacart started getting really popular. For anybody who doesn't know, Instacart is basically Uber Eats, but they'll go and shop groceries for you and then take it home.
Gotcha.
So obviously everybody wants to be at home. Nobody wants to go out if they don't have to. So they're sending Instacart shoppers to go get it. I think it's helpful and it's a great idea. But the problem is you have Instacart shoppers who are like, yo, I can't find this or I can't find this. And it's like, yeah, I can help you. I can point you in that direction. But you got 50 items on your list, sir. Like, I can't do the shopping for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting paid to come do the shopping, sir. Like, not me. And then on top of that, I'm trying to run a grocery store. Like, sir, I cannot help you do your shopping. And that's how I've always felt. It's like, I'll help you, but I can't do it for you. But then recently I had a guy who he didn't speak English and he was doing the Instacart shopping.
Man.
So I'm trying to help him. But the thing is, his second language wasn't Spanish. So we're both like, bro, I don't even know how to help you, Like, I don't help me help you. And I felt bad in the moment because I'm like, a lot of people are out of work. And I know he probably picked this up to try to make some money in the meantime.
Right.
But the same thing, it's like, sir, like, I can't do the shopping for you. So
Like,
I don't know. I was
like drive Uber or something. Like,
So you're a dick.
yeah.
It requires like interface and all that.
Because he couldn't, like, legitimately, like, he was having trouble reading things on the app, and not every product had a picture for it. So if it didn't have a picture, he's like, I don't know what it is. And I'm like, dude, like, you can't keep stopping me. You can't keep. I have things to do. You can't keep stopping me. So I don't know. I was just kind of wondering where you guys fall on that line. Because in that moment, like, I felt bad, but also I was like, I have to run this store.
Also, I think you're a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
But
Garrett.
like before or after that
Garrett
story?
got so mad at you that he left.
He
That's
rage
all.
quit?
That's
He
all.
rage
That's
quit
how
the
upset he was. But besides that, no,
we
I mean,
can
like,
wrap it without him too.
yeah, no, we can, and we're going to because he's not the start of the show. So, but no, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, that's like if a regular customer was up to you, like, hey, where can I find this? 'Cause, I worked at a grocery store too, and the same thing. Customers, Garrett used to work the same store with me too.
Right.
Can you find me this? Can you find me this? It was like 4, 5, 6 different things, and it's like I can't say no because they need help. So at the end of the day, they're still a customer. You got to help them.
Right.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, and like on the app, it offers, because the customer basically does their shopping, makes their list, and then sends it to the shopper, and then he goes to get it. But on the app, it offers, if we don't have that product, you can replace it with something else. And he didn't know how to do that part. And I was like, dude, like, I can't figure out how to do it for you on your phone. Like, that's not my job. Like, you should know how to do that before you get here. And on top of that, we have a language barrier. And I'm like, I don't know. We're staring at each other now, dude.
Wait, what language did he speak?
I'm not sure. But based off assumption, he looked like he was Middle Eastern and he had trouble speaking English.
Okay.
So I was like, dude, like,
So you're telling me that you just generalized them?
yeah. I'm not gonna.
Hey, we're black and brown here. We can.
We have a little bit more leeway. We have
honestly,
more wiggle room
for everybody watching this.
Exactly.
For everybody watching this, bro, look at the people on your screen. We got hella shades on here, dog.
We do. Kind of got the whole
Very
We got
diverse.
Rihanna's makeup line, bro. Rihanna's makeup line
Yeah, we
right
got
here, bro. We
Fenty
got every
Beauty.
shade covered. Fenty Savage or whatever the fuck it is.
It is something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
You had a little
Yeah, stupid.
that's on it when you said that.
he might own the box. He got one on him.
Hey, man.
Well,
But yeah, I don't know if you guys had anything else you guys wanted to cover.
No, we're going outside. Definitely appreciate y'all for joining us. Definitely got to run this back more than a few more times. And I'm good on this side. Thank y'all for joining us. To our fans, both of our podcast, and with that being said, our ads are down below for where you guys can find us. Our social media apps are on the corners there below as well. Continue to reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you all online. And thank y'all for watching. We're definitely gonna see you guys soon. Major love to everybody.
Real quick before we get out of here, obviously want to thank you guys for doing this with us. It's a great time every time we do, and we should do it more often than not. But I don't know if you guys saw, but this last week we got the accomplishment of hitting 5,000 downloads, and it meant a lot to us, man. It meant a lot to us, and obviously we couldn't do it without the people listening. So thank you to everybody who keeps tuning in weekly and checking it out. Thank you for everybody who helps spread the word. And we're going to keep doing our thing, and just watch out for the next episode. Check out for Section 300 because these boys litty. They litty.
Yeah, no doubt. And so are y'all. So thank everybody for watching. And again, we'll see y'all again very soon. Appreciate y'all.
Deuces.
Love, baby.
Peace.
Love.